how this works.
Yeah, we've been doing it for 10 fucking years, Brian.
You know what? Vinny, you begin, but let Mark begin the Women's Royal Rumble.
No.
I will always yield the floor to Mark.
Why? Why do I?
Charlotte and Alexa?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay, hold on a second. Let him at least start the review.
Well, we watched, the three of us, the WWE Royal Rumble, January 31st, 2026. You know what? Maybe he should start. Because I missed the first three people.
Yes.
I was on a donut run. And I don't regret this decision, because the donuts were good.
No, they weren't.
They were
Say those Safeway donuts suck.
They were fine.
They were better than not having donuts.
They're better.
Yeah, they weren't Top Pot.
Better.
Top Pot's better.
Top Pot. That's a cake donut. That's not a real donut. Who gives a fuck about cake donuts? If I want a cake, I'll eat a cake. If I want a donut, it's got to be a fried ass piece of fucking dough covered in frosting.
All right, well, anyway.
Fuck you, Brian.
The first two were Charlotte and Alexa.
And it was no axe and smash from Demolition. That's for sure.
No.
Just goofing around and I'm gonna do my finisher to you. Nope, I'm gonna do my finisher to you. Oh, let's do this with our hands and make a heart out of our hands. Won't that be fun, guys, if we have a heart hands?
Literally, they had Charlotte out as number 1 and Alexa out as number 2, and all you could think was, oh man, I guess they'll have to fight. And instead, for 2 fucking minutes, they teased fighting and then hugged. That was how the Women's Royal Rumble started.
There was more hugging in this Royal Rumble than anything else.
Yes. So then Kiana James was out next, and they had a very choreographed 3-way segment here. And then I think Vinny picked it up from there.
Nia Jax was 4. I walked in right as she was making her entrance. And I'll be honest, I'd like to just skip to the end of this match because between number 4 and number 30, I'm not sure anything actually happened.
No, there was one thing.
Okay. Huh. I'm dying to hear it.
Well, there was.
I have notes here. Perhaps I'll discover more.
All right, well, keep going.
But I remember
I think there was like one meaningful thing that happened.
I remember being
in the first 40 minutes.
Bored into a coma for a solid hour by the entering portion of this match.
Well, it's because every entrance was the same. They play somebody's music, they come down, they run wild for about 30 seconds, then they get cut off, then the crowd dies, then the next person's music hits.
And none of it,
and over and over again.
And none of the encounters or eliminations seem to set up anything in the future or pay off anything in the past.
That's the point. At least in the men's Rumble,
it was 30 meaningless women doing meaningless stuff. In the men's Rumble, you had tons of stuff paying off past encounters and or setting up big stuff for Mania. There's like 3 or 4 new Mania matches coming out of this Rumble now to the men's match. So, okay, Nia Jax is 4. Ivy Nile is 5. Lola Vice is 6.
Ivy Nile actually looked pretty good. She looked better than any of the first 5 people that entered, actually.
Yep. Lola Vice is 6, and she kills everyone until Nia kills her, so everyone gangs up on Nia. Kiana actually hit Nia Jax with a Samoan drop. That was something. Candice LeRae is 7 in her Eddie Van Halen gear. Jordan Grace is 8. She runs wild, dumps a bunch of people, including Ivy, and it was funny because they're saying, Jordan Grace versus Ivy Nile. That's a power versus speed matchup in Power 1. And I just watched a video of Ivy Nile beating Jordan Grace in a push-up contest. They're both very powerful. That's the point.
How many push-ups did they do?
I didn't count.
Vinny can't count that high.
Yeah. Many, many push-ups.
I can do 10.
Yeah. They did more than that.
You can?
Yeah, you want to see?
No, it's actually stunned it was that high.
So Charlotte dumps Nia, but then in the process accidentally dumps her friend Alexa. And
this was the only thing that was meaningful.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. They're both, but it was ridiculous. So they're both on the apron. Nia and Alexa are on the apron, okay? And they're fighting. So Charlotte runs up and she gives Nia a big boot. And Alexa also falls off. Charlotte didn't touch Alexa. She was nowhere near Alexa. Either Nia grabbed Alexa and pulled her off, or whatever happened. But anyway, Alexa ends up on the ground and she's mad at Charlotte. And it was like, Charlotte didn't do anything wrong. And Alexa is outraged that her friend eliminated her. And I was like, the one angle they do, it doesn't even make any sense. So that was it for like a half hour.
I also should point out here this is according to @WrestleStatcast on X.
Wow.
Candice LeRae, this is her 6th Royal Rumble. She has still not eliminated anyone. That ties the record set by Jack Swagger, Hurricane, and A-Train for most Rumbles without elimination.
Wow.
So somebody else out there is doing their own stats video?
Yes.
Yeah, because there was no
Because
Rumble
this year
facts video.
They
Yes.
did not do a facts video,
Nope.
which is they finally heard my calls of not doing this.
You know, I did like that before the Women's Rumble, they had a big, long explanation of the rules of the Royal Rumble, in case you've never watched a Rumble before. And then they had the exact same announcement before the Men's Rumble. Like, maybe you forgot the rules in the last 2 hours. We're going to remind you. You must be thrown over the top rope. Both feet must touch the floor. It's like, oh my God.
So Becky Lynch is 9. Sol Ruka is 10. She promptly does a
The
flip.
fans were into Sol Ruka. Mm-hmm. They knew her, and she looked good.
Yeah, she did. Roxanne is 11. She looked good. Maxine Dupree is 12. Even in her self-paid-for, Saudi-approved bodysuit, she still has straps she could pull down.
Yeah,
I laughed at that.
she had straps over her bodysuit.
Mm-hmm. Natty Neidhart is 13. She goes after Maxine, but before she can dump Maxine, Becky dumps Maxine. So Becky goes after Natty. Crowd is chanting, "You fucked up," and Natty immediately dumps Becky. Becky was on her feet on her back on the floor, holding her feet in the air. I was terrified. They were going to say this was not an elimination, but it was. Thank God.
All I know is that after having to watch that Maxine Becky feud for like 6 weeks or 2 months or whatever it was like all that, and then finally Becky beats her. She wins her belt back. And it's like, okay, it's over. Then we do the Royal Rumble, and Becky has to eliminate Maxine for good measure. Why wouldn't Natty eliminate Maxine? Or Maxine eliminate Natty? Like, that's the feud. We just had an elimination based on something in the past that was already over. I was like, okay, well, that solved nothing.
Liv Morgan is 14. Last Legend is 15, and I believe was the first to point at the sign.
It was a very dramatic,
Certainly the most dramatic.
very
point at the sign.
dramatic point at the sign, yes. This was when the crowd, like, they popped
Dude.
for Lash, but then they were just, like, done. And every now and then they would start singing the Olay song, and then they started a thank you Cena chant. They're paying no attention to this match whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
They're chanting about this or chanting about that. Like, Zelina's coming in. The crowd is just dead silent. She's like, come on, to fire them up. And they respond with more silence. It's like, oh my God.
So Zelina,
And it wasn't even her fault because it was just boring at this point.
Zelina is 16. Raquel Rodriguez is 17, which is newsworthy because it means all the Judgment Day women, they're all three of them now, are in there together. They dumped Kiana.
Which actually got a pop because something finally happened.
Yes. Chelsea Green is 18. She tried to make friends with the Judgment Day. That didn't work.
They did get into Chelsea. They liked her.
Julia is 19.
Why don't you tell us about when Chelsea got tossed, Mark, and landed on Alba's back?
I don't
Remember she was on all fours and had to crawl three-quarters of the way around the ring?
On her and then she, yeah. I was like, why'd you crawl so much? Like,
just get
nobody
back
was
in the
going
ring.
after her. You didn't have to fucking crawl at all. You could have just fucking... It's just unnecessary work being done by this young woman.
Well, she had to get her shit in as a manager.
Let's see. Julia's 19. Julia, Io, and Asuka all come in one after another. And then
That's when it got good.
it got
We
better
had
there.
Julia, Io, and Asuka having a three-way battle.
That will certainly help.
Which hopefully that's a WrestleMania match.
They tried a tentative alliance and immediately all fell apart and they killed each other instead, which frankly was more entertaining. Big pop for Rhea Ripley at 22. Everyone's singing her song. Julia dumps Zelina. Chelsea thinks Rhea is her friend. She's very wrong. She gets thrown out of the match. And then...
Julia hit this running knee on Zelina on the apron.
Oh, yes.
She fucking killed her. And Wade Barrett goes, that was an execution, he said, here in Saudi Arabia. And that's what he said. Don't look at me.
And, oh, yeah. Didn't put two together.
Poor choice of
Several hours
words.
later. Rhea uses a razor's edge to throw Roxanne out of the ring onto a bunch of people. Bayley is 23. JC Jane, the NXT champion, is 24.
We got a cool spot where Soul got tossed outside. And she ends up with her hands on the ground, but not her feet. And in the past, they've had people like try to do handstand walks and all of Kofi's stuff. But I think one person too many failed because they did not try to have her do a handstand walk this time. She just hooked her feet on the ropes and did like a Roman chair sit-up to get back in. And like that was impressive enough to the fans. They like oohed and awed about how cool it was. And it was much less prone to accident than those other ones. She looked great in this match. She should have won, honestly. Like, we need some new faces.
Nikki Bella's 25.
Nobody knew JC, by the way, which was kind of interesting.
Well, I don't know, because I don't know.
They knew Oba. They knew Sol Ruka.
Yeah, I think they knew her. They just didn't care about her.
I mean, this was just silence.
Yeah.
Not even like booing.
That I agree with. But they knew a lot of NXT people. So I think it says more about JC than it does about NXT. Lyra Valkyria is 26. She and Bailey threw somebody out. I think Julia. I'm honestly not sure. Kalani Jordan from NXT is 27. I may have skipped Nikki Bella. She's in there too.
Nikki Bella was number 25.
You can look, but you can't.
And they got into her, yeah. She ran wild, and Liv wiped her out with a code breaker.
Yeah, and Kalani hits the ring, and Wade promptly fucks up her name repeatedly.
Fans didn't care about her either.
Yeah. Kairi Sane is 28.
See, at this point, you had 14 women
just
still in the ring.
Clogging up the ring. Yeah.
Which means, like, it was just people coming in. Like, what are the rules of the Royal Rumble, Vinny?
Supposedly, a new body enters every 2 minutes, and you're eliminated when you're thrown out, and both feet hit the floor.
Yes. So, when you have 14 people still in the ring, what is not happening?
No one's being
elimination.
Thrown out. Yes.
So, goddamn, it's like no wonder people were bored. It was just people kept coming in, running wild, next person comes in. Run wild, next person comes in. Like every 6 people, one person would be thrown out. And it usually was somebody meaningless, so it didn't matter. So by this point, the crowd's just like, God, give me something.
Well, they got Kairi Sane, and the Kabuki Warriors teamed up, but then Kairi accidentally eliminated Asuka, and everyone stood there for a while. There was a lot of standing and staring in both these Rumbles.
Well, it was weird because they do this elimination. Asuka and Kairi get run together. Asuka falls halfway off the apron. Kairi tries a sliding D on Io, but Io moves and she hits Asuka. Asuka falls outside. So Asuka's angry. And then Kairi gets eliminated, and they both end up on the ground, and they're looking at each other. And there's like a bunch of looking. And Asuka's getting mad, and she's getting mad, and she's about to do something, and they hit Brie Bella's music. And we never saw Asuka and Kairi again. We have no idea what Asuka did. We have no idea what? So anyway, out comes Brie Bella. And
the match began
this goddamn
when
place,
Brie Bella entered the ring at number 29.
They went fucking haywire for Brie Bella. Mm-hmm. And you know what I got to say? I've seen a lot of people negative about Brie Bella, maybe because it's another old wrestler coming. She's not old, but like she's been around forever. But
she's been gone forever, but she was around forever before that.
She looked totally fine in this match.
Yeah, great.
And she looked better than Nikki.
Yep.
And everything she did looked fine. And like, I don't know if she should have won, but like, these fans wanted her to win.
Yes.
These fans would have been fine if she would have won the men's rumble. They were so into Brie Bella.
So she comes out, and if we're going to be perfectly honest, they were cheering by proxy for her husband through her. But they're chanting yes, 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 and she delivered the kicks, and they're chanting along with that. They're all very, very happy. By light years, the biggest reaction for anyone in this match. Tiffany Stratton is 30, and then the last portion of this match I thought was a lot of fun. Even though
it was really good after everybody was in.
It started with 14 women in there, which is a lot, but it didn't last long. So the twins are working together. They eliminate Bailey and Lyra, which gets more yes chants. The crowd determines the match is awesome at this point, which is very kind. But this was the best part. Jay-Z threw out somebody, but she got soul snatched and dumped by Soul. Last Legend, who threw out a bunch of people this match, threw out both Bellas. The crowd is furious. Absolutely furious at the idea of a young person eliminating an older person. This crowd disagrees with you, Brian. They only want legends, no new names.
Well, in Saudi Arabia, that's absolutely true.
Yes, that's my point. So
it's going to be an old WrestleMania next year.
Lash dumps both Bellas. Lash dumps Charlotte. So they were trying with her. They were absolutely trying with Lash. I believe, and of course it's Saudi Arabia, so I can't be totally sure, but I think they were chanting overrated and Lash Legend. Lash goes to dump Io. They both end up on the apron. Io tries a hanging knee bar. And so Lash raises her big foot in the air and brings it straight down onto Io's face. And
Why was
Io
she
drops
doing
3 inches to the floor.
A knee bar.
I laughed my ass off.
Like, there was no way she was going to get back in the ring doing this knee bar. She was sacrificing her life.
Yes.
And then she just fucking axe kicked her right in the head, fell to the ground, and she was dead.
So we had 3 giants in this match. Rhea Ripley, Lash Legend, and Raquel Rodriguez. And they sort of took turns having big stare downs and facing off. And every once in a while, a butterfly would attack them. They'd swat her away, like Kong with a biplane, just swatting these little flying things away and killing each other. Eventually, Rhea dumps Lash to a monster ovation. But then Raquel grabs Rhea Ripley. And what's her move called again? Chincana Bomb?
The Tejano Bomb.
Tejano Bomb.
Yeah,
I'm
they
way
had
off.
to change the name.
I see. But she does this move to Rhea Ripley from the ring, over the top rope, right to the apron.
God, that looked like it
Good
sucked.
Lord Almighty.
That looked like it sucked.
And that eliminated Rhea, from life. That looked awful. But then, after Raquel dumps Rhea, Raquel is immediately eliminated by her partner, Liv. So technically, Raquel was in the final 4 for about 2 seconds. The final 3 is...
Well, first we have to talk about that one. Was at least meaningful because one member of the Judgment Day eliminated the other. And unlike, Charlotte and Alexa, where it was an accident, and Asuka and Kyrie, this was not an accident. This was on purpose. And then Liv laughed about it.
Yep.
So, I had actually predicted months ago when they brought in, when Liv was out, and they brought in Roxanne, and, Roxanne, Raquel didn't like her, and everybody was thinking that eventually Liv and Raquel were going to turn on Roxanne or something like that. I knew it was going to be like Liv and Roxanne are together, and they're going to turn on Raquel, and she's going to go babyface. So, appears that's going to be happening sooner rather than later.
So the final 3 is Liv Morgan, Sol Ruca, and Tiffany Stratton. They do a bunch of 3-way spots. Some are cool. Some are pretty sloppy. The sloppiest one, Tiffy goes to the top rope. The other 2 are down on the mat side by side. Tiffy goes for the prettiest moonsault ever. Sol Ruca rolls out of the way, so Liv eats the moonsault and then pops up to her feet and attacks Tiffy.
Yeah, I think that somebody was supposed to move or...
the wrong person moved.
Something happened. Yeah, she just gets smashed with her finisher and leaps to her feet. I was like, what the fuck happened there?
So there's a very strange elimination spot that ends with all 3 of them hanging from the top rope, feet dangling inches above the arena floor. And then they have a long, long battle on the apron. Sol tries the Soul Snatcher off the post but gets thrown down by Tiffy. And then Liv grabs Tiffany and hits Oblivion, and Tiffy falls to the floor. Liv Morgan has won the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble, which was actually pretty good once all the women got in there, but it took an hour to get there.
Yeah, with the all-blonde finish, and I don't know, man. I would have had Soul win. We need new faces. We need some people elevated. It's ironic, actually. Roman Reigns, of all people. Remember that speech I did about how no one's getting elevated in AEW and everyone got really mad at me?
Maybe.
Then Roman Reigns goes on to this exact same speech about WWE, which ends, by the way, with him winning the Royal Rumble. So anyway, it's like, Liv Morgan is going to WrestleMania, and I guess Soul is going to feud with JC Jane in NXT. Cool. I will say that my pick, Bianca Belair, wasn't even in the match. So I didn't win
and
that
whose pick won, Brian Alvarez?
I don't know. Why don't you tell us?
Hey, Brian Alvarez of
Yeah.
the Wrestling Observer newsletter.
Yes.
Whose pick won? Your old buddy Mark,
Mark did actually pick Liv.
fellow New Jersey.
I didn't hear him, but
Liv
that's what he
Morgan
says.
from the bowels of New Jersey, just like me,
Yes.
has climbed out of the swamps and sewage of shitty garbage New Jersey and won the Royal Rumble.
This is your win too, Mark.
Yep, it sure is.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan in another life could be somewhere waiting at a bus stop in Newark, going on to her job at the Wawa to make sub sandwiches. But instead, she was the winner of the Royal Rumble. A winner for all New Jerseyans. Just like me. Oh, who gives a shit?
No AJ Lee.
No, she's
No
not
AJ
going to
Lee.
fucking Saudi Arabia for this. Imagine flying to Saudi Arabia, fucking 15 hours, whatever, and being like Rusev.
We'll get to Rusev.
Braun.
Spoiler, dude.
Oh, sorry, guys. Everybody doesn't watch the show before they listen to us talk about it.
There are people who listen to us but do not watch the show.
Really?
Yeah, there's a guy right here that was baffled when he heard that Roman Reigns won after I mentioned it.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Roman won?
That's
What the fuck?
That's more of a spoiler, Vinny.
Well, it is. That is fair point. That is a bigger spoiler. So they do a roll call of the past women's Royal Rumble winners, and they ad-lib at the end. And I made a joke about how they wouldn't do this for the men. They kind of did. They had selected winners of past Royal Rumbles. You can imagine who was and was not selected.
Actually, I couldn't. They showed Big John Studd.
Well, they showed Big John Studd.
They showed Vince McMahon.
They did show Mr. McMahon.
Which is bold.
That certainly was a choice. I'm not sure. I think they showed Hulk Hogan at one point.
They did.
Okay,
They did.
Now I'm sure.
Well, he's dead now, so all is forgiven.
I guess. Yes. But, well, there's other people who are dead and are not forgiven. So,
Well, the one guy, you know.
yeah, they did not do that one.
Mike here goes, I'm not going to lie. I'm watching the men's rumble right now, and Brian just spoiled it for me. But he admits, that's my fault. Yes, Mike, that is your fault.
Yeah,
You're
Mike,
listening to
you
the recap
fucking
show
fool.
in the middle of watching
You
it.
made a poor
Yeah,
decision.
Mike, you goddamn idiot. Who's Mike?
A loyal customer who we appreciate and value very much.
Yes,
I like Mike. He's actually
please-
the guy that sends the history for the TNA show every week.
Oh, please continue to support the Wrestling Observer newsletter radio.
At 4WOnline.com. All
At
right.
4WOnline.com.
AJ Styles versus Gunther, where AJ must retire if he loses.
Mike, we're going to spoil it if you're not done watching this one.
Yeah. Missed opportunity here. Should have used AJ's TNA theme.
Hey, can I talk about how much Michael Cole sucks?
Yes, by all means.
He is horrible. God damn, on this show and SmackDown, like, I couldn't listen. I feel like you with Vic. It's like every 5 minutes he says some dumb fucking thing. Like this match starts and AJ's coming to the ring, and Michael Cole starts going off about how AJ said he was going to retire in 2026. But man, he wants a farewell tour. He wants to wrestle all of his old rivals. But he got suckered into this match and I was like, what the fuck are you... He got suckered into it? No! Fucking... Gunther, he asked Gunther for a rematch. Gunther said, no, sorry. And then he goes, I got nothing to gain by beating you again, fuck off, go away. And so he goes, actually, you know what? I'll do it on one condition, you put your career on the line. AJ said say no. He's the fucking guy that said yes. People advised him not to say yes. He, even before saying yes, called his wife, who, by the way, told him to take the match. She's sick of him being on the road. He asked Adam Pearce. He asked all these guys. And then finally goes, you know what? Sign it. He didn't get suckered into it. Fuck. That was one of like 50 on this show where I'm just like, what fucking show are you watching, Cole? Jesus. He got suckered into it? God.
It was similar to Vic in that he had pre-prepared things he was going to say no matter what.
I know, but like...
Whether it made sense or not.
Why would you pre-prepare something so stupid?
Well, because in his mind it sounded cool.
He's an idiot.
Well...
Are you sure?
Just say he's taking a big risk here.
Are you sure he wrote it? They have so many writers.
No.
WWE
I've listened to
Unreal
Cole
on
long
Netflix.
enough. I've listened to Cole long enough.
Yeah. Missed opportunity, by the way. AJ and his... What could have been his farewell match should have come out to his TNA theme. But they start this match. I thought this match was great. And the crowd loves AJ Styles. They're singing his song, the new one, the WWE song about can't nobody break this redneck here in Saudi Arabia. So Gunther just grabs face locks and headlocks and just sits there. And they're pissed at him for not doing nothing. I believe the crowd was chanting, fuck you, Gunther.
I think so.
But it was a very thick Saudi Arabian accent, so the people in charge of the buzzer couldn't tell, and they were not bleeped. And eventually, Gunther just grounds him, takes his time, works him over. AJ keeps going for a calf crusher, but Gunther blocks it and cuts him off again.
He works on the leg here. He works on the leg there. He's
yep.
softening it up.
Yep. And finally, he actually does get the calf crusher very briefly, because A frantic, desperate, panicking Gunther drags himself to the ropes to get them. That was a big deal for Gunther to get those ropes. He knew he was fucked if he didn't get them. They go back and forth a little bit. AJ finally gets the calf crusher in the middle of the ring. Gunther's in bad shape, but he is finally able to grab the head and reverse to a sleeper. They battle over sleepers for a while. Gunther falls outside. AJ hits the big forearm to the outside of the ring. Throws him back in. Gunther tries a powerbomb. AJ counters with a powerbomb of his own.
Yes, he did.
And I don't mean like Gunther was doing the mounted punches in the corner and AJ pulled him off. AJ just grabbed him like Kevin Nash and Big Show. And just herked this giant up and powerbombed him. Got the springboard 450. Got the Styles clash, but only a 2 count. They try more sleepers. Gunther hits a low blow and a powerbomb. That only gets 2. So he just chops the absolute loving piss out of him for a while.
This was the only part of the match I didn't like, because Gunther just takes this guy to the corner and he's just pummeling him. Chops him and he chops him and he chops him. And Gunther and AJ drops and Gunther goes to, grab him to chop him and the ref pushes Gunther away. Hold on a second. I got to check on him. AJ, can you continue? And Gunther goes and he starts chopping him again and the ref keeps pushing Gunther away to check on AJ. And I'm like, bro, you either fucking end the match or let this guy beat the shit out of him. What are you doing? And it was even more infuriating because in the Drew-Sammy match, they did the exact same spot. And this time, the referee is trying to hold Drew back, but Drew just grabs Sammy and throws his ass into the ring. And Wade Barrett says, yes, until the bell rings, keep fighting. And I was like, why is this goddamn ref? And then at the end, it meant nothing because AJ just fires up and the match continues. But I hate that spot where the referee, he's got to stop the action to make sure one guy's okay. It's like, okay, is he okay or not? If he's not okay, end the match. If he's okay, get the fuck out of the way.
Yes. Yeah. So AJ was very much okay. In fact, all these chops only serve to fire him up, but he's pissed off and he fires back in kind. They do a bunch of counters, and Gunther gets that Cena Slayer sleeper hold now. And this was, 3 minutes of nothing but AJ trying to fight out of the sleeper. And he's reaching, and he's on his hands and knees and crawling, desperate with those ropes. And he's reaching, and he's reaching, he's reaching. And Gunther just briefly lets go of the sleeper to pull that arm back to the mat and goes back to the sleeper. And the crowd goes, oh. And Gunther pulls him down to the mat into a body scissors, gets the hooks in. He's screaming, he's out, he's out. And the referee checks the arm exactly one time, declared he was in fact out. Calls for the bell.
Yes.
Gunther, your winner via TKO, and AJ must retire.
These fans were stunned.
Silent!
Shinsuke Nakamura was right. He was retiring at the Royal Rumble. And I thought this match was great, other than the referee stuff near the finish, which I thought sucked. The only thing that I would have done different is they actually had an incredible spot when AJ had him in the calf crusher and Gunther reached back and actually countered the calf crusher into the sleeper. That would have been a great setup for the finish. Instead, it was, the guy goes for the phenomenal forearm and Gunther just got out of the way and put the choke on him. Doesn't matter. But he beat him. AJ, he did not smile.
He didn't smile.
He did not smile.
No smiling.
No, he did not.
No goofy smile.
I did see a lot of people on the internet immediately message me that unlike John Cena, he didn't quit. I must be thrilled. And guys, everyone in wrestling is allowed to tap. I don't have a problem with anyone quitting, except the guy who spent 20 years telling everyone to never give up. He's the only one who said, AJ never said never give up. Sami Zayn never said never give up.
Oh.
Vinny never said never give up.
Absolutely not.
Mark,
I encourage giving up.
I'm not sure.
You should give up.
But the point
Anything
is,
you're doing in your life right now, just give up.
the point is, everyone else in this business can tap out whenever they want. Except the one guy whose gimmick was not don't give up until the end, not don't give up until it's time to retire. He said never give up. And then he gave up at the end.
Why are you yelling?
Because
about
I
this
can't
still?
believe that I
Bro,
have to
that
explain this every 5 minutes to people.
That was like 3 fucking months ago.
And
man.
then it got more strange.
Relax.
They're all chanting and cheering for AJ.
AJ was out. He was awakened and had to be told, where am I? What's going on? And the ref says, you lost, you're retired now.
I'm in Saudi Arabia?
Yes, you're not in
What?
wherever George
Yes.
is from. He comes to, he lets the crowd soak in. They give him an ovation. They've gotten over their shock. And he goes to the middle of the ring, and he removes his custom-made, available on WWE shop, AJ Styles gloves. And he puts them together, and he bends over towards the mat like he's going to leave him there, and he stands back up.
Well, hold on. Hold on. So he stands in the middle of the ring, and they're all chanting his name and everything like that. And first, he just very slowly starts to undo the Velcro. And the people start screaming, no, because they know he's going to retire. And he takes off the gloves, and they're all, no, no, no. They're doing the no chant. And he slowly bends down to put them on the ground. And right when the fingertips are about to touch the mat, they're all screaming no. Then he pulls them up, and they go, yeah! And they start, and he puts the gloves back on, and he does his P1 thing, and they're all cheering and everything. And I'm like, wait a second, brother. You said you were going to retire. And so he starts to leave the ring. And he starts to head up the ramp. And I'm like, wait a second. Why didn't you put your boots or your gloves in the ring, fucker? So then he stops. And he turns. And he gets back in the ring. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess this must be it. And then he goes right to the corner, and he goes like this, and they all cheer and everything. And then he gets out of the ring, and he leaves. Mm-hmm. Now, everyone's talking about what's the future of AJ Styles.
AEW.
Before this match, I was like 99% sure that this guy is he's retiring.
Nope.
He's going to work backstage in WWE. And you know, there were people, you know, all these rumors, oh, he's going to show up at Revolution, the show's going to end, and he's going to be there, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, nah, I think this is it, man. But, man, I still deep down think he really is going to retire.
Nope.
But when this guy took his gloves off and was almost going to put him on the ground and then put him back on and then left without... I was like, wait a second. This fucking guy, he may be going to AEW.
There's something going on here.
Well, after the show, on the post show, Peter Rosenberg apparently said, I talked to AJ, and I believe that he is a man of his word, and he is never going to wrestle again. So, I don't know why he didn't take his gloves off. I don't know why he put them back on. But, I mean, clearly, like a lot of people, Mark, myself, a lot of people are now very skeptical about this retirement because of what he did. Mm-hmm. But I still deep down think that this actually is the end. So what I think they need to do is, like on Raw, he needs to go out and, if he's actually retiring, he needs to put his gloves and his boots in the ring. And away he goes. And then the other thing is everybody was talking about, why would you retire in Saudi Arabia? Well, it's not the location. I mean, you can be upset about that if you want, but the reason he chose the Royal Rumble wasn't because of Saudi. It was because he debuted the Royal Rumble in January 2016 Royal Rumble. This was the January 2026 Royal Rumble. So it was the 10-year anniversary of his debut. That's when he wanted to leave. And so that's why he chose this as at least his WWE departure and maybe his career departure. But it was very weird with the gloves. And if anybody gets mad that fans now don't think he's actually going to retire, that's nobody's fault except him for not putting those gloves on the mat.
He's definitely not retiring.
You don't think so?
No. He said he wanted to finish out his career, you know, in 2026. I know we're here, but like, you know, and he wants to meet all his old rivals so he can go to AEW and he can hang out with his old buddies and they can fucking, we're gonna get you, Death Riders, and, you know, maybe AJ Styles will finally defeat the Death Riders and then he'll retire.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, we'll see, guys. I was right about Liv Morgan, so.
Well, he's got us there. But boy, were you wrong about the Royal Rumble men's matches we'll get to in a moment.
No.
But first,
you're skipping a championship match.
Skipping a
That's
whole
why I said,
match.
but first.
Yes. Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre.
Yep.
Yes.
So you're talking about Michael Cole.
We're waiting.
So strange to hear Michael Cole just declare these words: Sami Zayn, a Muslim.
That's what you said.
he is, and he's here, and he had the keffiyeh on, and it's a big deal. But to hear that specific voice in this specific promotion bring that up was strange.
You know, before this match, I had to do predictions, and I was going back and forth on this one. Because obviously they're doing something with Drew and Cody and Jacob Fatu. But Sami Zayn, in fact, was 0-11 against Drew McIntyre. He's never beaten him. He's never won the title. This match was in Saudi Arabia. And I thought, God, who's going to win this match? I think maybe Sammy's
Here's where I was wrong.
Maybe Sammy's got a chance here.
I could not envision a world in which Sami Zayn did not win.
Well,
I can now.
I will tell you this, that when the match, when they did
Yeah.
the ring announcements, and they go to take the belt away from Drew, and Drew held on tight to that belt, and he gave it that long kiss, I know they did that to make you think he was losing the title.
Sure.
But man, the second he did that, I was like, all right, he's retaining. Like, that was just too obvious to me.
I mean,
I knew it.
There's a lot of reasons, but I thought the whole thing with the Drew saying Cody would never get a title shot, but then still goading Cody. Well, I figured Cody would interfere, costing the title here, and then do Cody and Drew at Mania, which
No.
I was wrong. What they did instead was that Drew McIntyre be the ever-loving shit out of this dude for like 10 straight minutes, and they gave him a couple of finishers and pinned him. There's very little deviating from that course.
Well, there was a comeback maybe here or there.
There was a flash near fall, and Sammy hit his finish so Drew could kick out of it and look even stronger.
You know, I did think that the actual wrestling was pretty good. I mean, Sammy did a flip dive early, and he did a great job selling like he injured his lower back on this dive.
And he landed.
He didn't even land on his. Yeah, he landed on his feet.
He landed on a squat. Yes.
And grabbed his lower back, and then Drew goes right to work on it. Of course, the ref doesn't pull Drew away in this match. No. Goes right for the thing, and he works over the back the whole time. Sammy makes a comeback holding his back. He can't even really do the Blue Thunder Bomb. And that was all very well done. But yes, at the end, you know, he's just killing this fucking guy. And then Sammy fires up after Drew tells him to do it for his son, hits the Exploder in the corner. He goes for the big kick and runs right into a Claymore. And then Drew hits another Claymore and pins him. And I thought the match was good. The crowd sucked. Like, they loved Sammy, but man,
not as much as I thought they would.
Well, they loved him during the ring entrance and everything like that. But once the match started, it was like this crowd was so dead that Michael Cole started saying, Sammy's back injury has taken the fans out of this match.
They were way more into AJ Styles than they were into Sami Zayn.
They're concerned about the state of his back.
Yeah.
So, about 2 months ago, when I was thinking about this match, I actually thought, well, you know, maybe Sammy's going to lose here, and then he wins next year's Royal Rumble, and then he wins the title in Saudi Arabia at WrestleMania. And man, after watching this match and the reaction to this match, it's just like, if Sammy was going to win the title, it should have been in Montreal like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That was the peak. Of course, they missed the peak. And to try to drag it out for another year and 4 months, I mean, Sammy's no spring chicken, dude. I mean, I just think I'm all for long-term booking, but like, people get hurt, other people get hot. It's time for other people to be elevated. And I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, they put this match together to make it clear to you that Sami Zayn was many, many levels below Drew McIntyre. If they fought 100 times, Drew would go 100-0. And
well, it's 12-0 now.
Well, there you go. So on our way.
It's not much of a prediction.
Yeah. If you watch these two matches back to back without turn the commentary off and don't know what's going on, and I said, which of these men do you think is going to retire now, AJ Styles or Sami Zayn? You would say Sami Zayn immediately, without hesitation. He looked like the one going out, but no. AJ Styles is gone, and Sami Zayn is still here. Yes, they did recognize Mr. McMahon as a former Royal Rumble winner. Which brings us to the Men's Royal Rumble, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Obafemi is number 1. Braun Breaker is number 2, and there was some deal on SmackDown where Adam Pearce established this, and Heyman got in his face, and they had a screaming match. But as Braun is on his way down to the aisle, he is attacked by a masked man, who hits him with a bunch of moves, including a curb stomp. And he throws him into the ring, and the bell rings to start the match, and Oba immediately clotheslines him out. Braun Breaker's first guy out. And the masked man flees through the crowd. And Heyman is screaming, of course, at Seth Rollins. He's furious and angry and all this. Solo Sikoa is 3. Rey Mysterio Jr.'s 4, Rusev is 5, and I talked about how nothing is happening. What's the point of all this? Well, the point is, Rusev gets in the ring, eats a 619, Oba immediately throws him out. I laughed my ass off at that. Rusev flew to Saudi Arabia to be in this match for like 30 seconds.
Dude, it's worse.
That's a 15-hour flight.
Bro, go on Cage Match.
All right.
Tell me the last time we saw Rusev.
Bear with me.
Rusev returned a long time ago, and he was around for...
Do main event matches count?
No, I'm talking like Raw or SmackDown.
He was on. He lost to Jey Uso in the last time is now tournament in November.
November. Yeah. We've not seen this guy in like November, December, like almost 3 months now. And he makes his big return in the Royal Rumble, and they immediately eliminate this guy. And all I could think was, that's it for this guy. Like, they have given up on Rusev. It was an experiment, didn't work, and they're done. I mean, he was jobbed out like a geek in this match, and that's that. I mean, good for Obafemi. He just kept destroying dudes.
Oba then immediately threw out Solo and Ray. So now Oba's he's cleaned out the ring. He's in the ring waiting for the next victim, which is Matt Cardona. Cardona did not eliminate Obafemi. He was also thrown out. Damian Priest is 7, a former world champion. It took him a while. He's finally able to get Oba off his feet. Javon Evans is 8. I don't think Javon actually eliminated anyone in this match. I could be wrong.
I don't think he did.
He
can actually go online, but I don't think he did.
He spent most of it teasing eliminations. It was this is a guy who was trained by Shawn Michaels. He said, I'm going to tease an elimination every 30 seconds. And boy, were these teases scary. He would jump high in the air and come down and grab that top rope and swing like a pendulum and just barely keep his feet off the floor.
Well, it's one thing if you're Ray or if you're a shorter fella.
Yeah.
Javon is really tall.
Javon's a big dude.
I'm not even sure how he hung from the top rope without his feet touching the ground, even with his legs bent.
Yes. So Mr. Iguana is 9.
What do you think of this Mr. Iguana, Mark?
I don't think much of him. It's very 1990s WWE, like the early 90s, Doink the Clown, Skinner, the years where everybody had a job, that they did.
What's his job?
He is an iguana farmer, obviously.
He is an iguana.
You fucking moron.
He's been farmed.
He's an actual iguana.
He's supposed to be a real iguana?
Yeah, his name is Mr. Did you see when he got knocked down and he lays like this? And they go, he must be dead.
Oh.
He's an actual iguana.
I don't know how iguanas look when they die.
Well,
I've never had a pet iguana.
Maybe.
Thankfully.
PetSmart's right up the road,
But
brother.
yeah, they do have them there.
I think there's certain parts of the country where
Anyway, he's an iguana.
iguanas and thus dead iguanas are quite common.
You were not sold on Mr. Iguana.
No.
Well, you know who else was not sold on Mr. Iguana? Literally everyone in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Hey.
They don't know what an iguana is, I guess.
I don't know. They did not care about this guy at all. They didn't laugh. They didn't cheer. They didn't boo. They sat there in silence. Damian Priest chokeslams both iguanas, the guy with the face paint and the puppet.
Real hilarious stuff.
Yep.
Just.
And Trick Williams comes out as number 10. Michael Cole warns us, get ready for these lemon pepper steppers.
That's what he said.
That line will be uncool from this day forward.
No.
Not even Trick can say that.
Nah, Trick can make anything cool.
What's that?
And the fans did love him.
What does that mean? Lemon pepper.
Lemon pepper means cool. Steppers. is
Lemon pepper?
Yeah.
Lemon pepper is what you put on a nice piece of chicken.
Exactly. That is exactly it. Lemon pepper's delicious.
Oh.
The steppers are boots.
Yeah, okay.
All I know is the fans
Delicious
loved
chicken
Trick.
boots.
They sang his song.
Yes.
They went wild for him.
He is running wild in his knee-length white fur coat.
Yep.
It was quite a sight.
They did not, however, care 1 ounce about Mr. Iguana.
No.
They did not care about the puppet. I'm sure they thought he was going to get like a gigantic ovation and everything like that. And it's just like, it's not even like they didn't like him. It was like no one knew who he was or what he was doing with a puppet in his mouth. And so he does his spots, and Trick comes in and runs wild, and he tosses Iguana and the puppet. There was mild heat when he threw the puppet. I don't think they like that. Maybe they thought it was real.
Shoot lizard.
You've killed that
But we did have
lizard.
Trick, Oba, and Javon squaring off in an NXT special.
Yeah.
That was good.
There was a strong NXT influence in this Rumble throughout.
I should
noticed
hope
it later.
so.
Yeah.
It's goddamn developmental for this place.
Well, it's working to a degree. There's a lot of guys in this Rumble who spend a lot of time in NXT. Cody Rhodes is not one of them. but he is number 11. Absolutely beloved. They're singing his song all the way through. Mark's not a big fan of Cody Rhodes.
He's been doing
Bored?
He's been doing the same shit since he got back. Like, it's time to freshen up old Cody Rhodes. Time to laser off that fucking neck tattoo and do something else. Dye that hair black, become mean. I don't know. Come out to actual American Nightmare songs. That'd be pretty cool. American Nightmare's a pretty tight band.
Black is his natural hair color.
Well, then
just let it grow.
He just let it grow up.
Yeah. El Grande Americano is 12, and he is loading up his mask and headbutting people. And number 13 is Original El Grande Americano. It's very clearly Chad Gable.
Oh my God!
We've built a new feud.
Nobody had any idea what was happening here. Go on Cage Match. Find out when the last time we saw Chad Gable was. This guy's been out almost a year.
Months, yeah.
He had it was like a torn pec or rotator cuff or something, labrum. But like he has been out forever. And he makes his big return at the Royal Rumble. And no one has any idea who he is. And even the announcers are just downplaying it because of the storyline. Like, oh, this guy is the original El Grande Americano.
It says in giant letters, Original. Last time we saw this, I guess he's only El Grande Americano one time, but it was June of last year.
So this guy's been out 7-8 months. He makes his big return to absolute silence. And like he's going back and forth with the other El Grande.
They do the Spider-Man meme.
Yeah, and it's just like, God. I swear to God, I've watched every Rumble twice, because I rewatched all of them with Tom. As far as like a big name returning in the Royal Rumble, this has to be the absolute worst return I've ever seen, was the return of poor Chad Gable. Nobody had any idea who he was. It was just like, oh my God. And then Cody tossed Trick. That sucked.
Boo!
Yeah.
Which was then immediately overshadowed by the debut of the graphic first read Powerhouse Hobbs, and then changed to Royce Keys.
Well, this was exactly how they used to debut people in NXT.
That's how Finn Balor did this.
Yeah, they give your name on wherever you were coming from, and then switch it to the real name.
Yep.
Or your new name. But honestly, with this one, like, he chose the name Royce Keys. So whatever it means something to him. But like fans on the internet are all, oh, what a stupid name. I hate the name, blah, blah, blah. So when they put Powerhouse Hobbs on the screen, I was like, oh my God, they actually are going to, like, they're buckling to this fan pressure. But no, he's Royce Keys, which I don't know what the problem is.
It's a fine name.
You're telling me that internet wrestling fans had a negative opinion about something?
Yeah.
I can't even imagine.
It is hard to believe.
It
does happen, Mark.
So the thing about
all the time.
What do you think the viewership for AEW in Saudi Arabia is? Because you're going to delay. You're going to debut this man with his old name from a promotion that the people there definitely do not watch.
Well, we had a very, very, very light AEW chant for 5 seconds.
There were a few there.
There was a light chant.
Buddy hit the ring, immediately slammed Damian Priest, and eliminated him. A former world champion thrown out by Royce Keys. We're talking about negative fans. There are people on the board saying, oh, he didn't even throw anybody out at the end. Like, dude, he threw out a world champion. I don't know really what more they could have done with him other than have him win.
Hey, you know who was out next?
No.
Austin Theory.
Yeah.
You want to know about internet negative fans?
He's the pressure.
So, about 2 months ago, he debuted with Vision, and he had his first match. And it's like he's re-debuting, he's with the top heel group, it's his first big match, and it was just the exact same generic Austin Theory. And I pointed this out, that he's exactly the same, he hasn't improved at all, like there's no difference, and everyone got so angry at me. And people wrote articles on the internet, it was like radio host, disgraceful statements about Austin Theory. I'll never forget. Disgraceful. It was disgraceful what I said about this guy. Well, Austin Theory comes out here. His head is shaved. Mm-hmm. He is in black trunks. Mm. He is in black boots.
Yep.
I literally asked, is he doing a New Japan Young Lion gimmick? What is happening here? They have taken whatever he had, like, he never was like a great worker, but he had a good look and whatever. They've taken everything away from this guy. He could not look more generic. And does anybody remember anything that he did in this match?
I got thrown out at the end there. Not even at the end.
Am I being disgraceful with this statement here?
To be fair, I don't remember what most people did in this match.
I guess that's true.
There's that.
So, Austin Theory is 15. His Vision teammate Bronson Reed is 16. Not much happens for a while. Ilya Dragunov comes in. La Parka comes in. And every time I see La Parka in 2026 now, I have to think, right, it's not that La Parka. It's a different La Parka.
You know why I love Ilya Dragunov? Because he makes everybody work harder.
That's true.
He doesn't give two fucks. He's going to give 130%, and you're either going to take it or you're going to get run over. And some people would be cowardly, you know? They would maybe bully others, but when they got face-to-face with Brock Lesnar, maybe they'd do something different. Not Ilya.
He is a mad Russian.
He took this fucking Brock Lesnar. I'm jumping forward here, but this is my favorite thing in the match.
Yeah, these are more spoilers, Brian.
He fucking takes Brock Lesnar to the corner, and he unloaded on this guy with chops. He chopped him as hard as he fucking could. Chop! 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 Just giant motherfucker. He's just chopping the hell out of him. And Brock takes a chop, takes a chop, takes a chop, and then Brock goes, ah! And he just screams. And I was like, holy fuck, that's like a mad bear. And then he fucking killed this guy. But I got to give Ilya all the credit in the world. I've never seen anybody else like go after Brock Lesnar like that in a non-UFC fight.
Yeah.
He didn't give two fucks. I don't care who you are. I don't care how big you are. I'm going to fucking hit you as hard as I can. What do you got, Brock? And then he found out.
Brock's not quite a bit, it turns out.
No.
So Dragunov 17, Parker's 18, Dragon Lee 19, Logan Paul is 20, which brings 3 Vision dudes
Yes.
together in this ring. As Logan Paul gets there, it's pretty crowded at that point. There's 10 guys in the ring, so they start throwing people out. They all gang up on Royce Keys and throw him out. They throw out La Parka. They throw out Dragon Lee. LA Knight is 21, and he takes them apart one by one. He dumps Theory. He dumps Bronson Reed. Now we're already down to 6. That only took like 2 minutes. He's having a face-off with Logan Paul, but then Brock Lesnar is 22. Paul Heyman is back with Brock. There's suplexes for everyone, an F5 for Javon. They do a bit where he's squaring off with Obafemi, and the place is going crazy, and then before they can fight, the buzzer goes off. So they don't fight.
This happened twice.
Yeah.
Twice they're about to brawl, and the buzzer goes off. And the first time it was like, okay, someone else is coming in. The second time they stopped, I was like, is this like fucking Sleepy Hollow where like the horseman can chase you, but once you go over that goddamn bridge, he just can't chase you anymore? The buzzer prevented fighting. It's like, what the fuck's up with you two? Just fight each other. Who gives a fuck if the thing buzzed?
So Miz
And it buzzed for Ray Phoenix.
and Miz.
Oh,
yes.
the Miz first, yes.
And I don't think Miz did. Miz got out at some point. Ray came out to die. He comes out, jumps at the top rope, gets caught, F5 to thrown out.
Yeah.
He may have lasted longer than Rusev, I'm not sure. So we finally get Brock and Oba doing some stuff.
Yeah.
And Brock suplexed Oba, which I expected. And then they did a spot where Brock was too fast for him. Like, Oba charges and Brock ducks and slips away. And I realize Oba's a big dude. When's the last time you saw Brock dodge anything?
Well,
He absorbs it and shrugs it off, or he just kills you.
it was like they forgot something or he wasn't ready to take the bump or something.
He might have, yeah.
Because he did take a lariat shortly thereafter. So maybe Oba was going for the lariat, but Brock wasn't ready, and so he just got out of the way.
That's possible. So Oba finally knocks him down. It's a big deal. But he turns his back to go after whoever's in the top rope, and Brock throws him out. So the issue with Brock and Oba, I don't think that's settled. I think there's more of that to come down the road. Jey Uso is 25. I can't decide if this is stupid or genius, but he comes out doing his full entrance through the crowd. And I thought, it's stupid they're letting him do this, but hey, good for him, because he's going to take like 8 minutes coming down there. By the time he gets to the ring, it'll be empty. I seriously thought number 26 was going to come out before he got to the ring. That didn't quite happen. But Brock Lesnar, a giant star they have, Brock Lesnar was thrown out during his entrance. And I thought at first the camera had missed it. We went back and checked, and they showed Cody and LA Knight teaming up to throw Brock out of the ring. But yes, that happened as the crowd was going like this, so no one saw it.
Yeah. This was there was a spot, I can't remember what match it was, but in the middle of the match, Jay did a yeeting, and Tom got really, really mad, and he said it was so stupid, and it didn't bother me because at the point that they did the encore, like, I think it was some match where they were waiting for somebody else. It was War Games. It was War Games. They'd beaten everybody up, and then you can't win until everybody's in the cage, so there was literally nothing for them to do, so they did the encore, and I was like, whatever, fans liked it, who cares? But he decides to do a fucking encore in the Royal Rumble. And now I was angry. Because he's like standing on the middle rope, facing outside, doing his yeeting. And I'm like, how come none of these fuckers are throwing this guy out? And so later, Roman Reigns comes in. And he gets a huge pop. And he and Jay, they go face to face. And then Roman's like, you want to do it again? And this fucking moron Jay decides he's going to do another encore.
A third entrance.
And Roman Reigns punches this fucker out. And as much as people love Jey Uso, they popped big for this spot. And so did I. Stop doing fucking encores in a Royal Rumble of all things.
So Jacob Fatu is 27. He comes out and brawls with Cody on the floor for a little bit, gets in the ring, and hits Javon Evans with the greatest Samoan drop I've ever seen or will ever see.
Probably.
He threw a mile and a half in the air and caught him coming down and slammed him. It's all Javon, of course, but gotta look cool.
Well, it actually wasn't, because in this case, normally you toss him up and then you just fall back and they fall down. Fatu actually caught him on his shoulders to make sure that they didn't lose the spot and then fell back. So I gotta give him some credit for the second half.
I should also mention, going back a little bit here, right before Brock came out, he was suplexing everyone, and he goes to suplex Cody and realizes after he has already thrown him into the air that Logan Paul has fallen behind him. Brock worked so hard to find a safe place to put Cody down that was not just on top of Logan Paul. So that was a good thing. All right, so Penta is 28. LA Knight runs wild, gets dumped by Cody. Major boos for Cody Rhodes throwing LA Knight out of the ring. Randy Orton is 29. Bunch of DDTs and RKOs. And Gunther is 30. And the ring is complete. So
the ring is complete.
Yes, I just made that up.
There was no Jericho.
No
Chris Jericho.
No.
And there was, however, La Parka.
Yes.
And
Mr. Iguana.
Mr. Iguana.
I'm getting there.
Right.
Mr. Iguana was in this match.
Yep.
And you know who else besides Jericho wasn't in this match?
Is he Irish?
Yes, he is. Yeah. You know, on Monday, when the go-home show for the Royal Rumble ended with Finn Balor laying out CM Punk and standing over him as the show ended, angry that Adam Pearce had told him, sorry, the Royal Rumble is full, even though at that point there had only been 15 men announced for the Royal Rumble and 15 open slots. I thought, that's fucking dumb. That's your go-home angle for the Royal Rumble? A guy is standing tall who is not on the show or in the Rumble? Why the fuck would you end the show like that? And you know what I had to hear for 6 days? Brian, you're a fucking moron. Hey, he can still get entered into the Royal Rumble on SmackDown. Oh, you know on SmackDown they'll surely make a Finn Balor CM Punk match for the Royal Rumble. Brian, you know he's going to show up and he's going to beat somebody up and take their spot in the Royal Rumble. I fucking heard it all.
He heard it all.
Well,
guys, he heard it all.
Guys,
he heard it all.
I didn't see fucking Finn Balor.
No Finn Balor.
I didn't see him added to the match on SmackDown.
Not even Prince Division.
I didn't see him added to a match with CM Punk for the Royal Rumble.
Sure didn't.
I didn't see him come out and take somebody out and take their spot in the fucking Royal Rumble.
Not a chance.
I didn't see him on the show at all.
Nope.
So, just saying. Proceed, Vinny.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of big moves and eliminations.
You're
Javon.
a smug prick, you know it? All you do is I gotta tell my these people pay for you to.
Actually, it's usually people that don't pay that are the most angry.
It's the people that
it's the people that see a short clip on the internet and then decide they know everything about everything
on your YouTubes. Yeah,
I call them out, but I got better things to do.
Wow.
Javon did lay out Gunther and Orton, didn't throw either one of them out. He tried a super cutter, but jumped right into an RKO. He was thrown out. Gunther dumped Penta, ate an RKO, and they were trying to double team Gunther, but Cody accidentally cuttered his old pal Randy Orton. It's interesting. Then Cody is left hanging from the ropes, and Drew McIntyre flies in out of nowhere to eliminate him. No title shot for Cody that they've been building to for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Ooh.
Let's see what this
We've
goes.
still got Elimination Chamber.
I suppose that's true. That's true.
Vince, don't forget.
But Fatu is distracted by that, so Roman throws him out and then throws out his brother or cousin Jay. That's Jay Uso. Your final four: Logan Paul, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, and Gunther. Very quickly, Logan tries a buckshot, goes right into a Superman punch and gets thrown out. Orton RKO's Roman, but before he can follow up, Gunther grabs Orton and throws him out of the ring. So your final two is Roman and Gunther. And Gunther goes right back to these sleeper holds and power bombs that are so effective for him earlier this night. But Roman escapes, hits like one spear, does his pose, and throws him out. Finish was kind of anticlimactic. I thought the match itself was very fun.
I thought it was a very good Rumble. The shorter intervals absolutely helped. I mean, they were fighting a crowd that was dead, and they did everything in their power with the order of entry, and it never filled up. I mean, it filled up, but not like there were 16 people in the ring, and 16 people entered with nothing happening. I mean, there were far more ups and downs, meaningful things. Like, I'm sure Brock and Oba probably is going to be the Mania match, and not... I'm thinking actually probably Brock and Gunther at SummerSlam, because there's a lot of talk this might be Brock's last year as well.
Yeah.
So probably Brock and Oba at WrestleMania, and Brock and Gunther later on down the road. And, who was the masked man that attacked Braun Breaker? We're supposed to believe it was Seth. He did a super kick and a curb stomp, and he did the Jon Moxley head gimmick that I can't even do. So, I thought overall a good men's Rumble. Very good men's Rumble.
Yeah. So, short version, a boring match, a good match, a boring match, a good match. There's your review.
That is basically the review in a tough crowd.
Yes.
And especially when you consider that we got to sit through 2 nights of WrestleMania in Saudi next year. I cannot say when this show is over, I think that's a good idea at all. I mean, you can talk about whatever you want for, just the fact they're even doing it in Saudi Arabia, but the crowd they drew here tonight, I mean, literally, next year's WrestleMania needs to be only really old people. I mean, you can't have anyone new on the show. They don't know anybody, except guys that have been around 20 years ago. It's got to be a bunch of marks, like I said.
What?
Yeah.
Maybe they'll bring back Bob Backlund.
Maybe they will.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
We love Bob Backlund.
So anyway, as a show, I'd give it a thumbs in the middle. That's about the best I can give it. What about you, Mark?
That's a stirring endorsement. From
What did you
Brian
feel about the 2 Rumble matches?
The women's,
Tell us how you feel.
Well, the women's one was really boring, but as I said, fellow New Jerseyite, Liv Morgan, great, whatever. The other one, I don't know. I know you guys got a big fucking boner for Brock Lesnar, but he's fucking 40.
Not the words I used.
I'd use different terms, yes.
He's fucking 48 years old.
He is 48.
He shouldn't have eliminated Obafemi. Obafemi should have eliminated him, and that should have led to the fucking, because you should be trying to elevate, blah blah blah. It's just,
Oba better win at Mania.
yes, if he doesn't, that's absolutely ridiculous. What? Who cares? If Cody and Randy Orton don't get into a feud soon, then that whole thing was for naught. It didn't matter. The match was, Rumble matches. I guess, when I was 10 years old, it's going to be different when you're 10 years old. 'Cause at this point, I'm like, yeah, okay, Roman Reigns again, and then,
Hey, did I mention I predicted Roman Reigns would win?
oh,
Yes, I did. I forgot, but you reminded me.
I picked Jacob Fatu.
No, you didn't, you idiot. This guy picked Braun.
Well, I picked...
No, why don't you tell him what really happened? Tell him what really happened.
Well...
I'll let you do it.
Okay, I picked Jacob Fatu earlier on in the day, when Brian wasn't listening to me, of course.
Yeah.
And then,
As Braun is
Braun was
making
coming
his
out,
entrance.
I said, I forgot about this guy, and he hates CM Punk, because, in my mind, whoever wins this is going against CM Punk, because Drew McIntyre has this whole thing with Cody and Jacob Fatu. So like Jacob Fatu could win and then go after, like it all fits together because WWE, they don't do anything original ever. Like they just, it's just they've put it.
It's just WWE.
They put it on cruise control and like. Fuck it, dude. The money's coming in, so what the fuck do we care whether or not we do anything interesting? And like, every year I come into this and I'm like, oh, maybe they'll like, somebody new will win and that would be neat. But then out comes Roman Reigns with his big, veneer teeth shining and his big smile, and then everybody goes flying out of the ring.
You're distracting from your failed prediction.
Oh, I forgot.
So Braun comes out.
I got really sidetracked. And then so Braun Breaker comes out, and I said, I forgot about this guy. This guy hates CM Punk.
Yep.
He's an up-and-coming star.
Yeah.
He's taken over the vision because Seth Rollins actually got injured after he faked getting injured.
You're getting sidetracked again.
The
point is, he predicted Braun Breaker during his fucking entrance. During his entrance, he changed his pick, and Braun immediately gets taken out, and you were so pissed.
I know.
And then you tried to backtrack. Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu's
well,
gotta be
if somebody gets eliminated that early, you gotta just,
Well, they were going to do Roman and Cody for like the 15th time, and I was like, no. If you like, why would we do this? We got to do something different. And apparently they figured it out. We got to do something different. So they decided not to do Roman and Cody, and that's when I figured it's got to be Punk and Roman. So I knew Roman had to win this match. So I got that one right.
Wow.
But I failed on the women. My pick wasn't even in it. Which, by the way, God bless Bianca Belair. She's still out with a broken finger.
That sucks.
That happened like around Mania.
It was Mania. It was the Mania match.
Yep. So she's not even able to come back for a Royal Rumble.
How broken is the finger?
Well, the finger...
Very bad.
There's like a lot of little things. It's a bad one to break. So she's apparently still not good to go. And I don't know what's up with Jericho. I mean, maybe he'll show up on Raw tomorrow, or maybe he's not going to show up at all.
Maybe he won't show up on Raw tomorrow.
Maybe he was like, bro, I don't want to get on that fucking flight to Saudi Arabia. Just figure out a different time for me to debut. I'm not going on a 16-hour flight.
That's possible.
But he'll be at Mania next year because they'll remember who he is.
God, after this show, they're going to want to hire everybody who is from the 90s.
The Undertaker is coming out of retirement for a match.
I don't think he's technically retired.